Finally, it's Saturday. I get to play the song.
This Russell Rush on Friday, kicking the ballistics on WRMS. Yo, I got a phone call from my girl. She wants to whole cake. I said whole hell. Yo, Big Dick, you trying to get money in. WRMS, Dallas Soul, Saturday, y'all.
Girl meets boy on Thursday night. Boy was high, girl fly like kite. They hold hands until next day. Boy then let's go hit his way. Boy rolls blunt back to his boys. Erection brings bad boy joys. Boy thinks of that big fat back. Big black fat, love big black fat. Girl calls boy to stand him up on Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday, Saturday, it's a Saturday.
Once more with the wall up in the store. Smash about a riff shit and make you rock your hip. Revival of the roller boogie in a ricochet to make you think about the time we spoke fun instead of fight. But diving from a piece of metal shoulda yo, slip your butt to the fix of this mix. Toss that briefcase, it's time to let loose. Cause you work like heck to get the weekend check. So unfasten that sleeper on your neck. Connected like a vibe from the wheel to the foot. Come on everybody, did the funky output.
5 days you work, 1 whole day to play. Come on everybody, wear your roller skates today. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, yeah.
Now as you pump your fists, I reminisce to a bounce rock skate low fest to impress. Hey pretty diamond, do you like the way I'm dressed? Cool, keep the faith and be my mate, cause all we need is feet. But promote the hustle cause it keeps me thin. No need to talk, look who just walked in.
Is there a blood on stage?
Yes, man.
So kick the wham on this jam.
Oh, Mr. Sprinkler, Mr. Sprinkler. Wet me for one, Mr. Sprinkler. I'm heating high five and a day's no split. With a yawn, I trip to the dawn. Out comes the bodies following the one idea. It's clear, rattle to the roll. Hold back up the track, grab your roller skates, y'all. And let's zip on by. Zippity doo, now let's zip on by. Feed on the weed and we're feeling high. Sun is on thick and the cheese is rolling thick. Come on, it's no time to hide. Season is twist, spinning and winning. No hack and sack, let me in. Spill on the bottom away, but it's okay. Ha, it's a Saturday.
Now let's all get baked like Anita.
Watch Mr. Lawn, don't look at the Peter.
Feel on the farm, I'll feel on the.
Hey, watch that.
It's a Saturday.
Now is the time to act the fool tonight. Forget about your worries and you will be alright. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, yes, it is Saturday night here in the house I'm still in. I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, hello, hello. As you can tell, it's hot. It's real hot. I've turned off most of my lights because it was like 90 something at 11 o'clock this morning. But regardless, I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the House of Sewing. My name is William, and I am trying to kick that out perfect. Hello. It is Saturday night. Today, I scored a beautiful Singer 404. Do you know, I haven't even really been messing around with it, so we'll see what happens. Yay! Hello. Oh. I hope everything is well. Hello. I'm still dancing at De La Soul. Well, that song will stand the test of time. That is a good song. How's it going? Welcome to my so-called life. My name is William, and tonight we have all kinds of shablams, new things, old things, new to me. But before we get started, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every single human being on planet Earth. Hey, how's it going, Greg Bryant? Greg Bryant, great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, hello, everybody. Today was definitely one of those days that reminded me that I live in the desert. So I will be drinking tons of coffee and water this evening. I have most of my lights off because I didn't come out here until about a half an hour ago. My computer was not happy. It literally, Apple will tell you when something is too hot. So the temperature is out of control. Speaking of out of control, how's everybody doing? Saturday night? It's the one night I have for freedom on this earth. Today, I'm kind of waiting for Alibaba, but if Alibaba's not going to click in this evening, I scored this, is it lumber? I scored this beautiful Singer 404 sewing machine, and it's kind of something I've been looking for. And it's really weird. Value is a strange thing. Something like this is not invaluable to me, but it's worth a lot of money. And I got this for $24 because the person who was selling it didn't know what they had. I purchased my Singer 301A. I don't even want to say how much money I paid for it, but I paid full price for the sewing machine. So I kind of scored on this. I have plans on making a coat this evening. I have everything lined and ready to go. I want to mess with this sewing machine first. I want to see if I can get it going. Also, this is an utter and complete score. This is a perfect machine. Oh, and I'm like talking and just, you know why? It's because I'm not used to having company anymore. Hello.
Hello, does my mic work? I'm playing with new toys. I know I've got hands, but
Yeah, you sound hold on, let me remove that guy. You kind of sound tunnely, but you sound good.
tunnely.
Oh, there you are.
Yep, I'm here. I've got a new mic stand, so I'm trying to figure out how close to the mic I need to talk.
Oh, as a loud person, I know that plight. Awesome. Now that you're here, let me go back to last week's topics. I'm
catch
kidding.
up.
I'm kidding. No. I like, you're up on modern stuff like me,
Whatever that means.
Do you know what's so funny? So my son has a YouTube channel, okay? And
Okay.
he talks about his UFC stuff. I commented on my son's channel and YouTube took my comment off. Sewing machines are weird. My stepdad had a couple of singers from like the early 1900s. I looked them up and they're worth $10. It really depends on how common they were, Greg. Sewing machines are so funny that way. I have one that's from I have one of the last ones that were made before World War II, and that one's worth a lot of money.
But sometimes it's not just the machine, but when you can spend a whole bunch of money and get the original coffin case plus a puzzle box, which sells for $150, and if it comes with the accessories, sometimes that's where you make your money and not on the machine.
Singer made a lot of those models. You know what? I'm so glad you brought this up. Let me turn this light off before I start messing around with this sewing machine. Today we're gonna go take a little tour in pictures. These were desk style. Oh, so they were full treadle and everything. That's awesome. Do you know what the funny thing is? And that's the funny thing about sewing machines is like they look beautiful and you think they're worth a lot of money and they're not. Because even for like standards back then, like 100 million of them were made. I thought my standard was worth a ton of money, and it was just what's his name? Isaac Merritt Singer got mad at the company, moved to Cleveland for a year, made sewing machines, and they're not rare.
But that doesn't mean they're not beautiful to look at and use.
It's one of the oldest sewing machines I have in this room. I think it has to be one of the oldest sewing machines I have in here. I'm so rusty. You know what? I am so rusty at this. I have the lights off. Let me take my vest off. I'm hot already.
Oh, broken needles.
How's everything going?
It's going pretty good. I have been making crazy things today. Oh, I haven't even seen you. So have you seen, did you see my rhinestone bat on the power mesh?
I didn't. I watch your streams, but I'm ADD running around the house.
So, this took 2 weeks of work. We have a bat, and then it had misadventures in E6000 adhesive again, and we stitched it on this girl on power mesh.
Oh, that's awesome.
To see how it worked. And it came out pretty good, if I do say so myself.
That's amazing. I don't think people understand how amazing that. Well, people who don't sew, that's amazing. Yay! Hello! I found the singer. Yay! Hello, Pam. Hello, Mona. Again, Greg Bryant. Great to see you. Hello, Joy. Yay! Hello, everybody. Nightmare Baby, as always. Great to see you. Great to see you. I found some Singer design discs for a touch and sew sewing machine. Pam, like I told you, I figured out how close Utah really is to my house. I could drive there. I'm all brave ever since my drive to Vegas. I'm all like inspired and brave. Yay, hello, great to see everybody. Hello. There's a fire going on by my house, so I had to close my door because I have bad lungs. As we can hear when I laugh. So the air it's semi-cool air in here, but it's hot in here, and it's been hot today.
That's so funny because it's been cool here, but there does happen to be a fire across state lines too close to me. 2 of them in 2 different counties, and I'm not pleased. Do not like it.
I always forget about fire season until it's like fire season again.
Yeah, I know, but it's been cool and damp up here. It's not even been fire season weather.
Yay! Hello, Alibaba. Okay, I can finally show my sewing machine now.
We've reached sewing quorum.
Well, also, I want Alibaba. Like, I took this picture. Okay, so today, yay! Hello, everybody. Before I set up my story, okay, if you take the 80, the drive from Park City to Salt Lake, Utah is the most fun you will ever have driving. Good to know. I'm all about greasy spoons, diners, making friends with antique. Like, I love meeting antique people. I've driven to Vegas maybe twice in my life. Well, to be fair, it's 3.5 hours from my house. 3 if you're really cooking and booking. You know, what's really funny, when I drove at night. I drove the speed limit the whole way, and it was funny. All the places where the cops were 5 years ago or 4 years ago, when I used to travel all the time, they were still there.
Well, they know good things. Some things never change.
It was, you know what though? It was an awesome drive. A lot of stuff has shut down. It was really sad to see that the Euro place isn't there anymore in Baker, but you know that's the way of the economy.
Yeah.
But Vegas was amazing. It was amazing, and even with that being said, like all the stuff that I knew, old Vegas was torn down. Park City is beautiful. I've been there. I've been to like wherever the army base is. I went with my parents wherever the army base is when my brother graduated, and we had a great time. I've driven coast to coast at least 10 times. That was an experience. I've driven coast to coast. Okay, so let me share this. I'm rusty, so give me a second.
It's all good. I just wanted to get this project done because tomorrow we're having our 100 subscriber Rumble follower special. So I wanted to sell a new logo. So this is on the water soluble stabilizer. There's sequins. There's craziness. This is OTT.
Love it. I love it. Okay.
Me too.
So this machine, it said it's a treadle. It said something Angelinos on it. I'll come in closer. So I bought new boots today. I bought new cowboy boots. And it's a big deal because I haven't purchased cowboy boots in almost 7 or 8 years. And so, you know, it was to the point where I bought the boots at the store. I put them on the parking lot. I walked into the Goodwill with my boots on.
Well, you have to start small.
Let me tell you, my feet hurt already. But I walked in and I saw this. And you know what's funny? It wasn't available. The guy was like, oh, the tag's not there. Someone else has already bought, or someone else has already purchased it. They wanted $80 for it. It's always funny when I have the money in my pocket, it's not available. I'm not kidding you. If I in my car, like I would have made the space. I would have made the space for this. Alibaba says it looks 1915-ish. Let me get a better picture. There we go. It said Angelus Special. I'm still kind of mad. To say the honest truth, I'm actually kind of bitter. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm glad that Allie talked me out of that low toxin give that was going to need so much years of rehab. I don't have the time or the patience. Or do I just get started? But it was too much. $175 for nothing.
And there was some guy who was like taking pictures and calling people, and I thought he was interested. He was like, oh, I was just, wanting the history behind it. And he's like, I love it when people ask me this question. They're like, are you into sewing machines? And I'm like, come with me, my friend.
Well, yes, young Padman.
I always tell him, like, of course. I always tell him I have a YouTube channel. I'm crazy. I collect sewing machines. And I told him, I have a YouTube channel called My So-Called Life. You should have seen the guy's face because he goes away. He comes back on his phone. I love that look when they're like, okay, this guy is not playing. Did you buy the boots new? Yes, I did, Greg. They're brand new boots. I went to the boot place and bought brand new cowboy boots. I'll show you in a second. Because my last cowboy boots lasted 7 years, so I went back and basically bought the same brand. So I'm trudging around in my new boots. See, Greg knows. Greg already knows. My dogs are already barking.
Right, but there's some stuff you can't get used because it's not modeled to your feet. You gotta be a sole wearer unless things are real bad.
Well, I work on a ranch. I do real cowboy stuff. Every cowboy boots I've ever had make my feet go numb. When you buy them brand new, you gotta break them in.
Right. So you started small. You worked from the truck, the car to the shoppy.
I'm laughing because there's a woman who owns goats and horses and everything next door, and she always says they're not new boots unless your feet are numb, and it's kind of true. Oh, it's true. It's so true. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I walked past the sewing machine today, but I was feeling down in the dumps, and then I walked into another thrift store and found this. This is a Singer 404. Do you know, I constantly talk about my father because he was a positive influence in my life. And I feel like we should all have that one person that was. He had a 404. I quietly have been looking for one of these machines since day one.
That like spaceship aeronautic, just the form of that machine. I sounds like for Allie says 403. 404.
Yeah, it's a 404.
Something that 400 series is so mid-century modern, future space. It's just something different.
This is like, and I know this is going to sound weird to people who don't collect sewing machines, but this is weirdly on my grail list because I grew up in a house with one of these in a table. And I always ask my mom, I'm like, what happened to Pop's sewing machine? And she's like, I don't know. Your Pops was a hoarder.
Did you hoard it in your storage unit and you just haven't gone through it yet?
No, there's no way. There's no my anytime my pops would pull out his sewing machine, he'd always be like, "Look, I'm not sewing your clothes. I'm not sewing badges on your clothes." Like he knew. Anytime that thing got pulled out, we were like, "Hey, I need this fixed, please." Did you also get the machine behind it? Also, no. So I have a new rule, Pam. If I already own the machine, I'm not going to buy it because I have hundreds of sewing machines. So I already own, and there was 4 sewing machines in there. I owned every single one except for the 404. I'm trying to like bring my hoarding down, kind of. I'm trying to.
Well, right. The first step is low buy. It's not no buy because that doesn't ever work, but we just like start to minimize.
I purchased fabric today, and it was the first time in almost 3 weeks I've purchased fabric.
I know, me too. This one is funny. We were at the Goodwill, and there was this roller tool, and Human was like, "Don't you have that already?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but not white." And then I put it down, and I wasn't gonna get it. And then I saw this.
Oh.
And he bought me a chair. Is 20 years of furniture? Did I just get 20 years a chair for 20 years?
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, because my feet touch the ground, which is also great. That doesn't always happen.
Do you know what's really funny? Like, I know you always get me because I talk about my height, but there's chairs I sit in and my feet don't touch the ground. Especially like certain bar stools. I can't do that. Like certain bar stools are just cruel.
Yeah, they need to have a little foot ledge, like 12 inches up. There needs to be something.
Or like one of those bars that they started putting on Fords. I have one. I'm not making fun of it. I drive a 1988 F-150 and my truck has a step-up bar. And it's really not even that tall. So, okay. So I scored the 404. And the funny thing is I paid 20. Let me look at the thing. I was so excited. I think I paid $24 for this.
Oh.
For my dream machine. I didn't even want to say it out loud. Like I'm still trying not to because this is the machine that I grew up in a house with this just off to the side, always in the house. Because my father was classically trained, so he knew how to do everything. Humans, we're very like singularly trained nowadays, where people aren't trained in multiple arts. My leg fell asleep on the toilet. Tall guys have problems. See,
exactly. Right. I literally have a little bench so that I have a place to rest my feet while business is happening because my feet don't touch the ground unless I'm at like the kindergarten water closet.
Alibaba makes a good point. I judge a restaurant by this. The better bar stools have short footrests on the other sides are longer.
Exactly.
They do.
Or a nice old-fashioned bar that no matter what the seating was like, underneath the bar was a place to put your feet. And if they were super fancy, there was hooks for a coat and purse rack right in front of you at the bar. I haven't thought about sitting at a bar in a really long time.
When I was a kid, because of my parents, we always sat like in the smoking section, so I really never had to deal with that. Like my mom was short, my grandmother was short. Trying to get my grandmother would physically fight you if you try to put her on a bar stool. We called her Zsa Zsa Gabor for a reason.
Shush.
She was from a different country. She dyed her hair
Yeah.
blonde.
Oh, Jaja.
She was willing to fight people.
That's super funny because I just earlier before the show was listening to first Taco's version of Putting on the Ritz, and then oh now I'm gonna forget the name and be a loser. The original Putting on the Ritz song.
My
and
Taco, right?
It's so good.
I listened to that. I still my playlist is really eclectic, and I've been streaming with Rashawn and Greg Bryan and Yella on Critically Drinking, so it's really brought me back to all this like everything that I've loved from back in the day. There's a lot of songs I forgot about, or like honestly, I'm not hip, so there's songs that I'm like, hey, I've never heard this before, but I love it now.
Right. Even thinking of nostalgic sewing machines, my grandma had an electric, probably from the 60s, but only sewed on her treadle machine. So, like, your 400 series is like your magic machine. This Sphinx is mine.
Oh, I thought it was a 301A until my brother pulled a picture out and he's like, it's not the same one. It's a 404.
It's not the original, Greg.
I love that. I have that in my computer. Do you know what's really funny? There's a ton of stuff I get copyright strikes for. That's one of it. That's why on my other channel, you'll see me post the most random stuff because I don't know what gets a copyright strike anymore.
Come to the Rumble side. Hey, with all that I hear you...
No, I have, but the problem is, you know what the real problem is? I've grown.
It's true. You've like really grown your britches. The one thing, though, also, what I'm gonna say was you could save yourself some money because Rumble Studio, it's simple, but it's free.
And I did spend a lot of money for. I'm not even gonna front and pretend like I didn't buy a year package for StreamYard, which is a couple $100.
Right, and if you wanted to do the live stream to Rumble, it's going to cost you extra. It's free to stream with Rumble, Twitch, Kick, X, all the platforms. It's free. You could use an OBS RTMP setup now. All the gamers are like, this is so awesome. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I mean, I do, but they've grown a lot.
93% of all people use YouTube. You have to go to the market to sell. That's kind of my thing. And I'll tell you, like, even recently, I've been making the most hokiest shorts. And to everybody who is still here through my shorts, I thank you. But it works. It works. And to everyone who subscribed, welcome.
Right, but you can do both.
I've been putting my makes in shorts. I get more looks for 50 seconds of a video than I do for like. And you know what's so insulting? You know how hard it is to make something. We work hard.
I do know.
We work so hard.
Easy.
Sewing is not easy. So like when people will only watch it for 90 seconds, I'm like, well, you gotta.
Right.
Gotta go where people are going.
I know. I guess I need to. There's a clipping feature now too. Rumble Studio is free. Just try it once. You might like it.
I appreciate the talking heads in the short. They're all in my algo. I'm old school though. Like I am.
Yeah, but
We're around the same age. I'm talk radio old school. I'm old school.
right, but old school means why spend hundreds of dollars when you can spend $0 or $10 a month to get rid of the watermark right now? Like it's literally free.
I have a weird question, Alibaba. If you're still there, will my bobbins from my 301A fit in my 404? I know that's a strange question.
Right, I know. I was gonna say it doesn't matter, but actually it does matter because if the diameter doesn't make a difference, sometimes they're shorter or taller, and that does make a
I'm
difference.
not sure. Singer was kind of evil on that. Like even on because I have machines from like 18 something, 1910, well 1911, 1913. They all have different bobbin sizes.
Right,
And my
or
19
shapes.
and two I have two sewing machines that are both from Scotland, same year. One's a table, one isn't in a table. They have different bobbin sizes. They came from the
Okay,
same factory, same year.
that's funny. That might have just been. Are you sure it wasn't just manufacturer's error?
I made a whole video about it. It's where's my bobbin? It's the one where I'm talking to myself like 2 years ago because I like felt like I lost my brains. Sewing will do that to you.
It's true. I know. Congratulations, because you're almost like literally at 1,000 followers. You're kind of crushing it on the YouTubes. I just hate the YouTubes, but
I'm
I stream to
sticking.
both.
I'm sticking to my formula of not talking about politics. I come with the Jerry Seinfeld principle. I just talk about life. I throw myself at YouTube because there's more
Right.
politics in the things that you do every day than like like I have an opinion, but it really doesn't matter in the end.
It's true, and
I
the
bet that was a
surface
series
of it
15.
looks so simple, but the complex. It's weird.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like I came from a really polarized crowd. That's one of the reasons I started um the whole just coming out here and being live because I came from a really polarized crowd where they only talked about one thing, and I'm not about one thing. I'm about everything.
It's true. I want the biggest debate in sewing to be: do you cut your patterns or do you trace your patterns?
I do both though. I have shapes. I'm controversial because it depends on how I feel that day. If I'm feeling like I'm gonna do this from scratch, or like where's my Mimi G? They are the sum of all parts. Absolutely, Alibaba. It's just funny how they were different machines from the same year. I have a sewing question from an idiot. Is an attached walking foot as good as the machine that comes with it? That it comes with, and that determines the 15 dash number. So I have a question for Alibaba. Is an attached walking foot as good as the machine that comes with one? Or
I don't
anyway.
know. People seem to love their walking foot. I got one at the Goodwill a couple weeks ago, and I still haven't had a chance to try it. We should do a live in 2 weeks of just trying out playing with feet again.
I own everything as far as like sewing attachments. It's just something I haven't really got into. And that was another reason why that sewing machine is haunting me right now. It had all the attachments, it had everything. All original parts, and it said Los Angelinos all over it. I'm gonna go
Isn't
back
that
to
one of the funny like slant shake ones, and it was the only one that was not low shank, not high shank, but isn't that the slant shake, like the funny slant shake?
yes.
Slant
But
shake.
Singer
Words are
did
hard.
this for a while because even my Singer Genie is like that. Like there's a ton of machines that have that slant. I have a few whatchamacallit, touch and sews. I think I have almost every model of touch and sew, including the 600 series. The attachment method is a lighter use. There are industrial heavy duty machines and high speed ones. All right. You know what's really funny? I'm like reluctant to turn on my studio lighting because I don't want to mess with the it gets hot in here. It gets real sweaty hot in here.
I know. I think I need to invest in some LED studio lights because my lighting, everything else is. I'm attempting to come along, but my lighting is off with this camera.
I'm gonna apologize to everybody right now.
Don't
I'm actually supposed to wear my glasses and I don't, but I have to wear them. 'Cause I need to
do
spend.
it.
I have new neighbors. And like I want to know. I want to know what he's doing. He hangs out on the side of the house all the time, and they're all old, so it's not like he's living with his parents or anything. They're older. I'm of an age. You know what's sad? Everyone has a beard. Let's talk about that. Why does everyone have a beard? I got in this debate with my son because he has a beard, and I'm like, "You're starting to look like Jesus. You need to shave." I'm over it.
I think
Over
I
it.
have an answer to that. I
Oh,
think
let's turn the lights on.
the new. Uh, based on my observations, from what I'm seeing, from what's trendy and cool and super like hip, I think there's a particular spiritual path that might be in, or at least the belief that it's a good. I don't even know I don't even know how to say it, but I think there's a religion that might be driving that.
Look for used ones, some cowhides, and depends on the grade. Absolutely. When I get a better, I'm searching for. I'm such a Karen. I'm looking for a better cell carrier. Then I'm gonna start live streaming from the flea market. Hey trees, how's it going? Great to see you. Great to see you. I think a Stinger 16 133 might be a good walking foot machine, but quite old. Seriously, like, see, Liz knows. Liz has been here since day one, and when I look at him, I want to cry sometimes because he's my height, and he's asking me for money now, and he wants he wants to drive. Here's our makeup produce. It drives me insane. Okay, so I have a weird rule. Okay, trees, I'm glad you're here. If you can't change a tire with just a regular tire iron, you shouldn't be allowed to have a beard.
So you gotta work for it, just like you're spending money.
At my job, we chop trees with axes. I dare someone to come there and chop a tree with an axe, and not like with a full inhaler. I'm invincible.
What size is your axe, though?
I don't know. I have it right here. It's my baby. Oh, I have this
Did you
one.
name her Svetlana? Oh no, you wouldn't name her.
This is the one I carry around on my belt.
That's
And then I have my
one.
big one. I have my big one. It's on the other side by my toolbox. And yes, I have my utility belt under my desk because there's tools under here,
Obviously, because we just pulled out.
and not just the one sitting at the desk either.
We've heard of at least 3 others that are occupying space.
Absolutely. Yay! Hello. Not wrong. Also, with that avatar. Yes, people don't know. They do not, Greg. They do not know. Time to get a job, I guess. Well, hey, come hang out with Pops. I have a side yard. I have a backyard. I need help on this side yard. I'll pay. I tell them all the time. You want to make money? Come hang out with me.
I know. I got an acre that needs to be mowed down by like tomorrow.
Accident tree is the most work you can do besides breaking rocks. Well, the same with like surfing and swimmers. Swimmers, they work every muscle. I give mass
But
respect.
that's fun exercise. Breaking rocks and axing trees is literally like you have to do it or you're in trouble.
I
You
surfed.
don't. Who does that for fun?
I served for a long time. Yay! Hello, Kilroy! Yay! I was wondering where you were. Oh my god, I remember my first job. I worked for my aunt, so it was total nepotism. Too much hair on a city boy face will affect the axe swing. You know what my
if your beard
oh,
hangs low, if it wobbles to and fro, if you throw it over your shoulder. Okay, never mind.
I have chainsaws too, Gilroy. You know what it is? It's me trying to be old school and manly. Like most people in my job are older than me, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" Because they're behind me with a chainsaw. Like, when you're done being a hero, we're gonna down this tree when you're done being a hero. Also, what is that? The dexamethasone kept me up for
Oh, dexamethasone.
kept me up for
It's a
3 days.
steroid.
It made me do things I shouldn't have. Now I'm in quite a bit of pain. That sounds like a party. That's to me. That sounds like you come home with a story and a bunch of leather on.
Well, maybe Kilroy was sewing leather. Oh, I'm going to a sale tomorrow. I hope to pick up some black leather tomorrow. Black leather hides for Mama.
I know. So, if you lived any closer, I know so many places around here that I just don't have the space like I used to. Laugh aloud, I've chopped down a tree and chisel rock for fun. Me too. Well, it's me trying to I need cardio because I have bad lungs. Even at my job, we're the shop's on a hill. I walk up to the shop. I forced myself to, and I'm like, oh, I should have smoked all those cigarettes in high school. And wow, and hand squared a log. Ugh. I've axed down trees that large. I finally brought a 4-foot timber saw. We have all that at my job, but it's more old school. Like the old school guys, they were no joke. We all have power tools now.
Everybody's soft and depends on stuff.
It's true though. My boss before my predecessor used to always be like, "You guys are so pampered compared to the old school guy."
Those silly gasoline. No, that's not.
Well, there's Calciosha. When it's a certain temperature, we have to come inside.
Right, or depending on the season or the time of day, you cannot literally run a gas-powered machine.
Yep, same here. And we have my job's in fire country too, so there's a bunch of don't touch this.
Yep. Yes.
There's a protected frog that I've never heard of that we're not allowed to cut in the creek because of some frog. We don't have water, so the frog's not there.
Hold. I've got a funny one like that too. Oh my god. They're like, the trees are not being managed well. It's because of drought, and the trees are not they are dying because of the heat. And I'm like, no, there's a freaking ash tree leaf fungus that's going around and killing all the trees. It's not climate change. There's other. Oh my god, there's some. Okay, I'd be quiet now.
Ran into a field in a road rage, and all the cows just took off their leather, handed it over. Oh, I had a cousin who lived near a cow field. There's this place called Corona, California. I'm not doxing anyone. My cousin always would live in these giant mansions, these huge houses. I'm not kidding you, 9-bedroom houses, 10-bedroom houses. It's because it's cow country. And they're affordable. Well, relatively speaking, they're affordable because you live next to a 1,000-acre cow farm. And everything that you own smells like cow poo.
Oh, we used to call that cow perfume because one of the counties from back in the day, we used to have the dairy. It wasn't even the county fair; it was the Dairy Maid Festival. There was so many pastures and cows, and the Polio string cheese factory was in the county. A Polio string cheese. They had a particular aroma. Oh, a different time.
Hand tools do work, Greg Bryan, and I do lumberjacking just because I can. Quite honestly, if I didn't have my job and my position, I wouldn't even be allowed to be near the trees.
What are those things? Trees? I don't see those in the city.
Well, also, like, we're not allowed to touch oak trees, but if it has fire, any kind of fire damage, we can take it down. And so I've like over since the we had this giant fire in '07, and ever since then, I'm a tree expert.
Well, it's so funny because because of the mismanagement of the forests and the fungal diseases and other tree sicknesses, because there was that huge time of like, oh no, we're not gonna log and we gotta protect everything because it's special. When it was like that was part of the ecosystem, and now we've got problems.
I agree with you. Alibaba, the big problem is I've seen two frogs that can climb glass. They're a protected species. I was glad I see them. The problem is they're not there. So like the creek, what happens is it gets filled, and then when we do have rain, it gets flooded and it floods the property. And technically we're not allowed to do anything to it because of this frog that doesn't exist. So I'm mad. I wouldn't have a big house like that, even if I could afford it. 9 beds is just too much to keep clean.
Yeah.
My grandma had a big house like that, but my problem was it's the heating. Like especially like on a day like today, you like your air conditioning would be running all day. That is the money machine. They should just put a ka-ching on the air conditioner as it's going.
Oh, aren't they trying with the like, oh, let us monitor your thermostat and we'll set your pay rate? They're trying.
Have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by. My house was a mill for this area. The structure is timber frames and walnut. The inside walls are 1 inch popular holder. Oh wow!
Yes, please. I would like me one of them.
You know, we make a joke about how you're about to start jacking way too much. Yay! No, but seriously, Kilroy, I've had to take prednisone basically off and on my entire life. I know how it is to have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know how it is to freak out on something like that. For me, it's anything past 48 hours, I start seeing shadow people.
Oh no.
No AC here. House is around 100 years old, so adding AC would be a waste of money. It probably cause moisture problems too. That's so weird to me.
Right?
I have an air conditioner, and because of my job, I got it wholesale. But I live in a 1-story house. My air conditioner is meant for a 2-story house. I love it. I'm walking around the house with a sweater on.
No, if you need a sweater on, then it's too cold. Like that, then you're pissing money away in my book. But it's true about the moisture issues, or like upgrading old houses with 100% heat, whatever. What's the new fancy window style that we're gonna upsell you for? Can be a problem.
All right, eventually I was going to get to threading this 404. I am so excited to have this machine. I've been trying to hold back all day, but I'm actually excited to have this machine.
It's a beauty.
Hey,
The
Steve,
aesthetics of that machine.
sorry. This I'm probably because I have a cabinet for this. I'm gonna hawk that other machine out. Like, get out of here. This reminds me of my pops, of my smoky pops being like, I'm not gonna sew anything, and then you'd hand him something, he'd be like, all right, I'll sew it for you. It sounds like a nice building, Greg. I like buildings like that. My house was built in 1979. 1978, I think, or something like that. And log.
1942, and I'm afraid it's literally that there's knob and tube wiring in this house, which is
It's an
why I'm
absolute.
afraid to stream.
It's an absolute shit show and the bane of my entire existence. Man, that's why, like, when my son's like, I want money, I'm like, dude, we need to cut the tree. Like, there's a ton of stuff that needs to go to the dump. Like, we have all kinds of stuff we can do. Prednisone is nice compared to dexamethasone. Dexamethasone makes me feel like I was on some nasty shit like backdoor heroin. That's like, honestly, I don't like taking prednisone, but I have to. And it's weird how I go from not being able to breathe to just instantly like feeling fine. It's the weirdest feeling to me. It is the weirdest feeling still to this day. What is the bane? The house? Oh, are you kidding me? I have to build a new patio that I don't want to because the termites have completely rotted out the old patio on the side of the house. I used what's it called? Treated wood for a lot of my grapevines and stuff. They've been up for years and years, but everything else is just, owning a house is terrible.
I know, so expensive. And this is on water soluble stabilizer, so I'm going to cut it out later. And we're going to have a little I Heart Rumble flag. Woo.
That's awesome.
Let's do some pants and a top.
Ever since I clicked on your stream, I've been watching Rumble a lot more because it's been reminding me on my phone. It's like, hey, we remember you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Actually, that's super awesome. And I am sad to hear when folks are like, I'm worried about XYZ, seeing this, seeing that. I mean, if you don't want to talk about topics, because let's not make something controversial. It can be, but it doesn't need to be. But Rumble is
My
the
thing,
best place ever.
my thing is I like not necessarily being friends with everybody, but I like being open to everybody. And
Right.
even my political view might push people away, so I leave it alone because at
Yep.
the end of the day, I'm here to sew crazy stuff, wear hammer pants.
Right, which is why there is when you can send your videos or your live streams to Rumble. There is a category in the Rumble, not Rumble Studio, because of blah blah blah. But you can click down. There's a category that says sewing. We made that happen. We made sewing happen on Rumble. Come diversify. Don't be stuck to one platform. Walk all the roads.
Oh, that's terrible, Greg. That is terrible.
No.
I will never gripe about my house. That's basically like a little bit older than
Right? when your house and you are contemporary, sometimes you just gotta shut up.
this whole neighborhood. This entire neighborhood was put up around it. Like, when I say neighborhood, I mean like hundreds of thousands of people. Like, well, this whole side of town.
Oh,
Same
God,
story
Charlie,
here,
that
Greg.
sounds-
The structure is fine, but people have done stupid things with it over the years, using lawn sprinkler pipe for plumbing. Yikes! Mixed fuses and breakers, all kinds of stupidity that would start fights around here.
That's-
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. I learned from somebody who worked for NASA, like, if you don't have the qualifications, don't touch it. No, I'm serious, because I have all kinds of licenses, but I'm not a plumber.
No, that's true. I should just start popping you the links because I hear things from some places that I'd like to have just like candid chats about that aren't really political, but I won't taint your show because you're doing so well. But you're welcome to my place too. Come and just talk about stupid shit.
I am. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. It was in my notes, but I was too busy enjoying our conversation.
It'll come back. Give me 2 minutes. I gotta run around real fast.
Oh, I got a good one for you. Oh, I got a good one for you.
Okay, read it to me and I can ruminate. I'll be right. Speak it
Well,
to me and I'll be right
it's
back.
about the new Doctor Who and like even like the new Star Wars and stuff.
They need to just stop. I'm kind of curious that they're remaking the or Neverending Story 2. I have mixed feelings about.
Don't come after my childhood. Please do not come
Dude,
after my childhood.
Exactly. They're coming out with a new one or a second sequel. I don't know what it is. I'm like not sure, but you've got this. You have this set of hands that doesn't make it feel weird and creepy to go to a theater with a small human to watch a small human movie. I don't have that, and if that's their market, I don't know if I'm interested. Like, I don't know where I fit in the. I don't fit in this world anymore.
Neither do I. You know, it's so funny you would say that because I was obsessed with Doctor Who. I have come on. Let's be real. I have a TARDIS within reach. Obsessed with Doctor Who. I have it's no secret. I have an extensive VHS collection, and I have everything Tom Baker ever put out. I have like the 2 Doctors, the 4 Doctors, the Trial of the Doctors. I have the 1980 stuff that nobody watched. I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. I don't have a problem with the new Who. A lot of people do, but it's not aimed towards me. It's not. I'm old. They say it's a kid show, but it's for people like me who vicariously live through characters because they can't do that stuff. Let's be real, you know. Eventually, I'm gonna buy a bunch. Oh gosh, plumbing around here it's complicated. Oh, the new Who, you're gonna make me angry. I never fit
I'm
in
not
this. I don't either.
right.
But
Exactly.
again, like I'm gonna tell you again, and this is one of my arguments. At our age, they're not talking to us anymore.
No, that's true. We're like the forgotten about, but the ones who may or may not have some stuff. But true. And I've not seen it, but actually, part of that is I refuse to pay for so many subscriptions of things that I'm just not interested of watching, of things that I have fond memories of that are now trash. Or I don't even know because I haven't judged them.
I watched all of the Jodie Whittaker episodes and I liked them. But again, like I watched Star Trek Discovery and I loved Discovery. I have
Right? Yeah.
Klingon Magtajaj. Literally, if I don't have tattoos, but if I was to get one, it would be Klingon Magtajaj. And I got that from Discovery, you know.
Yeah, there's
So
some good.
go
Yeah,
ahead. I'm a rambler. Go ahead.
no, it's good. I just refuse to pay for stuff that I'm not really interested in watching. The new kids stuff, for whatever reason, where I am and who I am and whatever, I'm not interested in watching. And if you're an adult with no small humans that you're taking to see it, you may or may not be weird. So, like, I don't know.
And
It's
that's
so
another
mixed.
thing. My son was raised on a lot of this stuff, but he's not watching it. He has the option to, and he's not. So, well, I don't have Disney Plus. I don't.
Oh, you got rid of that one finally?
I got one of those weird services that found out who was charging you,
Oh, good.
and I fired everybody who I wasn't watching.
Not paying that bill. I'm not paying that bill. You are canceled.
That's how I know that whatchamacallit was charging me twice.
Right?
Paramount Plus.
Apple and ESPN.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because
Paramount Plus.
I was paying through Apple whatever. You know, it's so funny. It tells me you just paid, and I'm like shaking my head like sure, whatever. But I was paying through that, and I was paying on my computer because my credit card's in my computer, and I just stupidly thought I was signing in, and it started charging me again because it was like, hey, this guy, and so it's charging me on my same account twice.
Oh, this bullshit.
I don't really watch Star Trek anymore. I don't know why. I vicariously lived through Deep Space Nine, but like I don't let I try not to let I don't know. I'm one of those live and let live people. So if I'm not into it, I just don't watch it. I'm not angry like that. I watched Whitaker up until Kerblam when the doctor was okay with that. Like the nice girl, they were writing a different character. Again, the doctor changed. I could sit here and defend the doctor all day long, but
It's
again, I don't know. We're changing, and
no, absolutely. And if I have to pay that much money to watch all these things, after a while, I just don't care. And I've been self-selecting if somebody is on one platform, but also on multiple platforms. There's certain places I will support watching them, and other places I'm like, I'm not interested. That's cool.
I'm not mad about it. It's just a different character. My new thing is like I've been watching videos where people are just losing their brains on this, and I'm like, if you hate something, why would you like? And they're watching every episode. And then
Yeah,
coming back,
well,
like, this is excruciating. And these are bred to people. They're not like, let's be real. These are not like they have hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But it's weird to me.
well, hate watch views are still views, and you know,
Streaming took off because it was cheaper than cable. Now it's just expensive, and they wonder why less and less people like it. So true, because I know how much I pay for cable. If you add up all my streaming services, I'm paying that much. I'm basically paying the
if
same
not more.
to watch. Well, I pay cable because I want to watch obscure sports. It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. Okay.
I'm never mad over a TV show. I have been over a few.
Oh, but watching YouTube, I found some funny ones like border security, Australia. Don't if you're going to Australia, buy new luggage, buy new everything. Just Australia's
My son
Australia's
used to
funny.
be Isaiah used to be obsessed with that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I
Or the
know
other one, oh
exactly.
my god.
And
Um,
there's a ton, it makes me like as someone who's traveled, I'm like, what is wrong? Like, don't be a meal, people. I I can't
it's
watch
right.
those.
That
Someone's
that too.
grandma's up there, and I'm like, Grandma, why do
I
you have all
know,
this?
right? There's another one too. Oh, I'm gonna for airlines. It's about the EasyJet, which is still in existence in Europe. I think the owner used to be, well, the owner is Greek, for previous owner before they went public, but airlines is also funny about all the debacles at airports. And what did I just hear? Speaking of airports, that LAX is just the drug mule airport because nobody knows who to check, who to complain. Like, all these places are like, you should check us and we're special. And LAX is like, hey, you gonna put that package on our plane? That's cuckoo.
Kilroy, this needs to be a t-shirt. Why would you go to Australia? It's just I went to
And the
Canada
bigger
with
ones, and not only bigger, but more deadly. Because Australia's got most of the deadliest insects and snakes. Australia's scary. I'm scared of it. If it even exists. The Boys Are Great and are the only shows I like. They canceled the great shows. Hulu sucks. Yeah.
I'm thinking about when Doctor Who is over this season. I might buy the whole box just to see what the controversy's over. That's what I did with the Jodie Whittaker ones because and
Yeah,
also because of all the weird contracts, they don't air them like they do in the UK.
true. Do you have a way that we can watch? Can we watch and react to The Great Sewing Bee somehow? Who's got a British TV license that they'll let me sign into? Is basically what I'm asking.
My old Canadian VPN, something happened to it where I got blocked and it kind of like, do you know what's so funny? I used to watch a ton of Canadian television and I feel locked out because it's been like 8 months. I knew more
I've been
about
stream
Hamilton.
blocked.
I knew more about Hamilton than I knew about my own area because I would watch their news. I would watch everything. Oh, I
And
miss
Hamilton is Ontario, which is like the complete other end of the country.
So true. So true. I'm actually mad about that because there are a lot of cool stuff in other countries that I don't know. I'm weirdly hippie like that. Like it should all be open. It's no secret that I almost moved to Australia before the pandemic. And for anyone who's wondering, they still want me to move there. But anyways, I fell in love with Australian television. And I still
On
watch
Dead
it. I
Rescue.
still That's how we got with that weird border patrol show. Like I got Isaiah obsessed with houseos. Um, all that. How would I even know what a smoko is? Which in American English that means a smoke break. Now I have that song in my head, going for a smoko. See, I wouldn't have known about any of this if I wasn't exposed to Australian television, you know? And all because of all the licensing and everything, I really can't watch it like I used to. A TV license is still one of the most idiotic ideas. I've been to the
Agree.
UK. It's so funny. I've been there. I've had someone explain it to me, and I sat there and I'm like, man, I'm an American. I don't get it still.
Dumb. This is dumb.
Households is amazing. Thank you, Greg Bryant. I and all of Polly's offshoots. Households is amazing. But I'm biased. I love old slapsticky, funny, offensive comedy like that. I think you dodged a bullet, honestly. But I would have like lived in this giant mansion by the beach though for the same value in my humble hovel neighborhood. I could live in a mansion on the beach in Australia and like not have to work because the exchange rate of money.
There's scary bugs there. Don't do
I think you dodged a bullet. Sometimes I still am like, well, I'll move to like the other side of Australia. Oh no, it's cultural. I'll tell you though, culturally wise, like I like just as I don't think cultures are so different. They're just so different. The American like it's just different. So I don't think I would have made it either.
it. I'm gonna BRB.
Smoko, yeah, Smokos is a banger, absolutely. You can also die in a mansion on the beach. I look at that all the time though. Like there's people like a bunch of people in my neighborhood are moving to Tennessee and they're buying these plots and putting up these giant houses because they have different codes. Yeah, do you die from some neon purple beach snake? Or trying to relive my surfing days, thinking I was Keanu Reeves like in Point Break. Oh, I surfed heavy when I was a kid, but like Australia has huge waves. And in like I've said this last week, in Southern California, the waves are 5 feet in the front with a 10-foot drop. Imagine a 20-foot wave up front with a 40-foot drop to a California, like just to where I'm from, that's like just unheard of. Yeah, I live in the Midwest. There are no laws here. Oh man, where I live, we have laws on everything. They even have Our food even comes with warning labels. And I've said this before and after. I don't want to know what I'm doing to myself at my moment of weakness. I don't want to know that that's my caloric intake for the entire day. I don't need to know that. Oh, you know what's so funny? When I was in Nevada, I did notice the subtle differences between there and where I live. Western PA is like that too, Greg, except for Pittsburgh and Erie. If you're smart, you can skirt the law there too. You can't smoke in public in California. That is wild. It was weird to us. Like no one cared until they outlawed having bonfires on the beach. I went to 3 protests. I live within a half an hour, 45-minute from the beach. It's something I grew like. I'm a beach person. Like when my son was a little kid, as a default, I'd look at him and be like, "All right, we're bored. Let's go to the beach."
No, that's true. But speaking of things that, oh, California, make sure you keep your old non-wireless connected truck available because I heard that starting in 2030 or whatever, and probably in the old cars if they can update their computers, they're gonna like beep at you if you're over the speed limit or not wearing your seatbelt. Like your cars are literally gonna yell at you and or stop, and or if you owe taxes are gonna stop working one day.
Have you heard me ranting about the RAV4? Sixer,
No.
like a while ago, I bought my mom a car, and it's not as fancy as you think it is. So my mom has this car, and I drive it all the time. She bought 2 cars. It's a long story.
Okay. Oh right. Oh, I remember this. Yes.
It's the RAV4 and the Tesla. Okay, I refuse to drive the Tesla. I drive the RAV4.
Yeah, good job.
My Ford Flex recently the window broke. I had to get a new window.
Oh
no. But it's all my like it's a mechanical thing, but it's down. I'm glad it's summer. I don't care. I live in a really good neighborhood. No one's gonna rob my car. The RAV4 beeps at you. It tells you if you're like swerving. I hate that car. I had to swerve to miss a pothole today, and the car was beeping. Oh, there's just all kinds of stuff. But everyone here has heard me gripe about it before already.
Okay, well, good. Just checking because it's been at least 6 weeks since we've hung out, and life has happened, and I just wanted to check.
I don't think cars are cool. Pennsylvania is Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia with Alabama in between. I love that. Is that James Carville? They're already mandating automatic brakes. What's happening? They wanted all of that in 2025, but there was no way in Hades they were going to be able to do it. They tried in 2016. They started with the language, with the you guys can't use your generators and this and that, and people fought back.
People need to continue to fight back because this stuff, like it literally makes no sense.
I own like this. I've said this. I own like 14 generators.
I know we've talked about it. Right? This is places where we come together. These simple things. Trace your patterns and make sure your car is before 2006, if not earlier.
Oh, buy a bike. Are you kidding me? It saves much gas. It saves so much gas. A thimble compared to a car. And you get all kinds of privileges driving a bike.
Yeah, I know, but I've got like cats and a family and sewing machines. When I travel, unless it can carry my caravan, I guess I need a horse and an old-fashioned buggy wagon. Give me a Conestoga wagon, please, and a horse.
Kilroy does have a point, though, because modern motorcycles do have 10 billion computers on them. It's weird that a Harley won't break down.
What? What joke did I just break down? You must be pulling my third leg that I don't have. I don't believe you.
No, the new ones, they're like I've told you this a million times. To me, it's weird when you can't hear a motorcycle. So like the new electric Harleys, when I see them, I'll like, especially when I'm in my car, I'm like, I see them coming up behind me, but I don't feel it and I can't hear it.
Which actually makes it more dangerous for the riders because part of knowing how to be safer on them if they're not being stupid and having a poor choices is you need to be able to hear a motorcycle. If it is, that's dangerous for them.
People don't realize
These
that the Midwest
electrics.
is just as redneck as the South. We just have manner. Okay, I've been to the South and I have never been so stirred in my life. And like, I have never like people. Everybody. It was a weird, eerie respect that I found in the South. A very
Yep.
like from anything east of Tucson, Arizona. People were eerily nice. I'm serious. I'm serious. From Tucson all the way through Texas, Louisiana. I took the 10 though, all the way from Santa Monica, California to Savannah, Georgia. So if you get a map and you look anywhere off the 10, except for my friend did not want to go to Texas on this trip, so we went through Arkansas.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that place. Or although I don't know, I think America is a beautiful place.
It is a place.
Okay, I will fight you. I don't know. Like in the long run though, like I don't know. What do you think is more expensive, a horse or a car?
I'm not sure anymore. And I think all of the prices for all of the above are skewed in ways that don't make any sense because yes, a horse you need to pay for if you know it needs a place to sleep, it needs food, it needs shoeing, it needs exercise, a car, registration, taxes, gas.
But do you think I'm crazy because I grew up around animals. So do you think I'm crazy? I would willingly get rid of all cars and bring back horses. Or like, burdens, every
Yeah, burdens of
carriages,
right, oxens
all
or
of them. All of them.
bison or all donkeys. The donkey that got rescued by, well, I think it's, I-
Electric Harleys
yeah,
are. No,
yeah,
that's a
that's
t-shirt.
right. Yes.
They're just weird to me.
Oh,
It's just weird to me. Many people tried to get me to get one. Motorcycles are $43,000.
oh shit, that's already. You're like, no, praise, not interested. I could do other things with that
A
money,
good,
please and
dependable,
thank
like even
you.
my boots. Oh, I haven't shown my boots. I have
No,
not shown my
where's
boots.
the boots?
Oh, it's because I'm hanging out today.
It's
Monday,
all
I'll
good. I
I'll get
know.
back to. No, I
I'm
like it when you come and hang out. Cause I've been all business lately. If you've seen, I pumped out a bunch of videos. I got a bunch of shorts. I've been working hard lately.
You have been, and we've been working hard differently on different platforms, and it's all good. And I'm like, I got to do my once a month like stop by, and you're always welcome. I always forget to like post the links because like
Don't
I know
worry.
folks have like got lives and don't necessarily need to want to like hang out with little me,
In my area, it's about even for a horse and a car. Thank you,
right?
Alibaba. I want to get rid of all of them. I want to get rid of all of them and bring back horses. I think it's because I live in the land of perpetual traffic. So traffic gives me instant, like, why did I move back here? Why did I move back
Well,
here?
and the cost of the traffic, the cost, the time, or we didn't even talk about with cars the time
I
of
live around
that
Almonds.
you're spent in traffic and wasting the I keep wanting to be the gas, the this, the that.
I don't know. I'm still biased towards horses. I'll build a giant horse mansion where everybody can house their horse. The thing about replacing cars with horses is you just have the same problem that they had back then with disease, horse crap, and horse corpses.
Yeah.
No jobs. I'll create instant jobs. Picker upper, corpses and poop. I'm running for mayor.
Right, and your garden's gonna be the best because horse manure is good
My city had this
for
idiotic
cultivating crops.
idea of putting planters in the middle of all the roads, and people were like, "We have no water here. If we had horses, we could put a ton of manure there."
Exactly. Well, is that the same place where they had the The U-turns are now homophobic, but it was actually in the 80s. They did that because there was the bar that folks were like doing U-turns for hookup.
Not around
I
here. I live
the
I
whole
live like my area, like Kilroy and I were talking about this last stream. Like my area is weirdly red. Like people would be surprised about my California.
right.
About where
No,
I
that's
live.
true. No, and that's a funny thing too. Oh, hey, boot baby,
They're just a darker
open
version of the
glass.
same one I had, but let me go get my other ones. Poor guy's lasted 7 years.
He's getting his summer coloring on with those blue and
And
browns.
for anyone, I work on a ranch, and I'm not kidding you. When I wear a pair of boots, I wear them. I wear them.
You really cannot fix that. You've got all these sewing machines and you cannot repair your boots. Come on, man.
Whoa,
What's wrong with
they
you?
were like, my boss was getting on me, and she was like,
The
"Don't come back,
boss.
don't come back unless you have a new pair of boots. Your boots are
Oh,
ticking me off."
oh no. She was gonna dock your schedule. Then you were really in a hard place.
The mushroom factory used to rent horse manure to grow in and then ship it back. The ranch next to me rents goats. They have made millions. I'm like, we need to buy goats. They've literally put them over by my house. They're over by that freeway. There's like, don't run the goats over signs everywhere. They're making millions owning those goats.
It's true. Goats make bank. And who else wants to eat and or whack all those blueberries down, raspberry bushes down?
It's a ton here. It's a ton. But
I
my last
know.
boots lasted me 7 years, so I bought the exact same brand.
Right. You're like, is the size still fit? Check.
It was an experience. It was actually a weird experience buying boots. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. You know what's so funny? I call them my Shatners. I have Shatners again because I'm faking my height again. These make me way taller than I am. I put them on and I'm like, oh yeah, these are it. These are it. So I'm back
Stop
to my
making
William
me want to put on my 6-inch thigh high boots so I can pretend to be 5'6".
Everywhere that isn't a city is red now. That's the division. The cheapest sewing in the wood handled owl type. You could fix that boot with those. I need I need to. But the thing is, now that I have new boots, I'm gonna wear these like they're gonna be my new tractor boots. I'm excited. I'm gonna wear them till they disintegrate now. Orange County is famous for being very red, and it's right next to LA. Yes, it is. Well, the thing is, and that's another thing, it's society. Just in LA County alone, I talk about this all the time. There's 10 million people. We all think it's about probably 15. If you take
Right.
into account everybody who is here.
Right. You think about these like big places on the map that are like, we're this one thing. But then there's this giant place that's like,
And also like all politics are kind of local. I'm more concerned about the landfill poisoning people. I'm more concerned about the roads they've been promising to fix. Like when I went to Nevada, the second I hit the state of Nevada, you could feel the beautiful black pavement. California, our roads are gray.
right, or school boards. That's another place that you actually can like have some effect.
I go to that.
Boards.
Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't been put on television for some things I've said. I I am
I'm
not shy.
disappointed. No, you are not shy.
And I always start with the I'm from here. And they're like, oh no, not this guy again. Not this guy again. No, but when I went to or even like well, Arizona is different because they always work on their infrastructure. Arizona is a bad example because they go out of their way to work on their roads. I'm more concerned about that than anything else. And I want sewing machine prices to go down.
Yeah,
don't know if my
yes, I
source
would like a Wilcock and Gibbs chain stitch machine and a table with all the accessories for $75. I'm putting it out there. Or I would take a Wilcock and Gibbs hand crank with all the accessories for $75 because I don't have space for another table.
I
But
use
I'll
LA
take it
when I'm
handy.
I use LA when I'm trying to explain to snotty Europeans just how huge America is. Look, dude, we have a city that your country can fit into. That was the biggest problem when I started meeting people from around the world. America, there's a very stereotypical view of what people think Americans are. Then they meet people like us who don't fit any of those stereotypes, and they're like, what? And it's funny when you meet people, they're like, but America's this and this. And you're like, have you ever been here? Because we're not any of that.
Right. But we're kind of the same with like Australia and other places. It's
All politics are local. Do we need a non-local government? Only kinda.
okay. Yeah, now we're pushing button. I will talk there, but that's only if the host will.
If you want to
I could
continue
care.
this conversation next Sunday on, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
On my stream,
No,
actually, yeah,
because a long
next
time
Sunday.
ago.
Tomorrow's my 100 subscriber special, so no bullshit. But if you want to make live videos, there's a link on my page. If you want to say, "Hey Phoenix, you're awesome," so I can pull it up in Rumble Studio, I'll take that, please. Thank
Just
you.
remind me, and I'll be there to,
I will, but folks can literally record a video on their computer, and I can pull it up. There's some fun new features. Make me a video so I can pull it up, Huffons.
Greg, I'm gonna push back with you on this one. As an avid speeder, I think you need seatbelts. And I think this is more because I grew up the son of an engineer. Even in the Ford F-150 days, our trucks had seatbelts in the back, and it was legal to ride in the back for a very long time here in California, which is now highly illegal.
But I heard they're gonna bring back the Ford Pinto, and I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like.
Yeah, it's gonna come back and be like, "Why do I exist?" Like when they bring back the woolly mammoth.
That's exactly right, because I don't want the new version with "I'm gonna track you, but we're nostalgic." No,
Well,
no
that's
birth
like,
out, go away.
I love my mom. I was driving with my mom, and a new Mustang pulled up, and I was like, "Look, that's a Mustang," and she's like, "That's not a Mustang." And it doesn't look like a new Mustang. And even the Bronco, like we play a game in the car. I'm like, that's a Bronco. She's like, that is not a Bronco. If I choose to fire myself out of a cannon, it should be illegal if I land on another. If I choose to fire myself out of a cannon, it should be illegal if I land on another
Should
person.
only be illegal.
Oh, okay. I don't have my glasses on.
I know. Come on, dude. I had to. Did you see how many times I had to replace broken needles and thread my machine? Even I, the faceless hands of the
I'm
sewing
looking
machines, have my googly eyes on. But googly eyes
All right.
are safety.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
a safety protection, right? They're on the floor somewhere. Those are your safety googles. Because sometimes sewing is dangerous and needles break.
So
And parts
today,
might fly.
my mom asked me the most honest question, and she laughed when I gave her an answer. I was raving about my boots, and she looked at me and she's like, "Do your feet hurt?" And I said, "Yes." And she damn near spit her drink out, and she started laughing because she didn't expect me to be like. I told her the truth.
Did you take her for Mexican at her favorite margarita stop?
She on any holiday, she's like, "It's Father's Day. You're taking me out."
I'm the only one left.
She loves that place, and they give her these giant schooners, and I tell them in Spanish, "You guys are getting my mom wasted, bro."
No más, mamacita es no bueno, por favor. Yo
Well,
necesito. No nomás.
They make it paint thinner thick, man. Like, and I don't drink, but I can tell by my mom because I'm like pouring her into the car. I'm literally just pouring my mom into the seat.
Oh no.
Oh, that reminds me, my mom, she fell yesterday and almost broke her
Oh, no.
foot, but she did it. But she calls me and she's like, "Do you have a cane?" I was like, "What did you do?"
Jeebus.
And I did. I do have a cane, and I gave it to her. If I'm going to Pittsburgh International, and I get a flight to LA just to epoxy your glasses to your face. I want
mean,
croquis. Does anyone remember croquis?
No, but I will drive to. If Kilroy is gonna make their fanny to that far, I will fly and or drive down. Like, if this meetup's gonna. Don't tease me, human.
If you fly
If
down here,
matching
I'll
of the
shoot
seams
my,
is gonna work.
and then I'll shoot
put
myself
you.
out of a cannon.
Exactly. I will fold myself up into a suitcase, which I literally can do, which I haven't
Okay.
tried in a while, but
So
hey,
I've been trying to
arms.
avoid this because when I do this lately, it's been so hot. It's been shutting down my camera, so I can't do this. So I've been
This
trying
is the
to.
view of shame, though.
Let me move. Move the yodeler for a second.
No, it's kind of. It's me. I'm like,
Oh,
those
whoops.
arms need. It's just. I didn't actually mean I thought I was literal, but then I'm like, oh.
No, I did that last week
moving,
too.
that is the view of shame.
Oh, it's California. Everything else is legal here.
Except for the shit that's not legal, like gas stoves, gas-powered vehicles, things that actually make sense and are or useful.
All right, so I finally have. You know what's so funny? Everything you just said is the reason why I'm gonna move, because it's like Mad Max. Do you know how many gas-powered things I own? And it's not even like laughable. There's stuff like my tractor. I will never get rid of my 1979 Ford ever.
Right?
And that thing runs on old school. It just says gas.
I'd say just move up north, but the whole way up north, except for the portion that would prefer to be Greater
Oh my
Idaho is like. Are you
I
stitching?
cracked out. Is that me or the machine? Oh, we're gonna find
Did you oil it before you started, or
Oh,
just
this is all
you're
just-
going in dry tonight?
Dry. I'm going in dry. We're going in dry. Oh, the bobbin spun too fast.
Is there enough bobbin thread?
There's a decent amount just to give it. This is a solid machine, though. I can tell. I can just tell. Let's see what it did. Oh, that's perfect. That's
Be slower.
beautiful.
Okay, slow down. Let Mama see better.
Hold on, let me
Rub
switch
again.
my angles. I'm gonna switch my angles so you can see it face to face.
Okay, because
California is gonna price everybody out and then wonder why nobody lives there. I think about that all the time. No, because like my neighborhood, like you have to literally be a millionaire to live in a 3-bedroom house in the state of California.
that's true. And
Well,
I've heard
like,
that in certain places they are going to retrofit places with dealings of folks to have a $600,000 apartment from the street to a $600,000 apartment. Just walk in. I'm like, I have questions.
Of course, I use dark thread.
I know. I'm like, I want to see your stitch line. Can you please repeat it in white?
I have to rethread this thing. Now we're gonna find out if the bobbin winder works or not.
All right, well, good.
Clean,
I'll
too.
just help you push it to the limits because I'm not satisfied with that
This machine
status right now.
I sit on just all kinds of weird things. This machine is in perfect condition though. I can just tell. Let me unthread that real quick. Okay, the bobbin is here. You hear that?
I
Oh, dude, that's a.
I hear
It's
noises.
it's properly oiled. I don't even need to. I'm not even gonna look and see what they did to it underneath.
We'll save that for tomorrow when he's on my show for
I'm
our
really
100 spectacular special.
yay. I'm actually shocked though of the condition of this. I got this for $29. This is in better condition. I've paid a lot of money
More
for my
for
301
Shane.
for my 301A. I paid a real amount of money for that.
We've all paid more and been more disappointed.
Oh, okay. So I brought this up earlier. There's two. That's why my door's closed. I can smell them. I can smell
I
both
hate when
fires.
they. But is the sky that awesome apocalyptic, like yellow orange, like
No, it was
we're
that. It was
fire
that.
apocalypse yet?
The because the fires were fresh, it was that depressing gray. So the sunset, it was that like
Oh,
apocalyptic
yeah,
gray.
right. Yeah, no, I got that up here. Darn you, Siskiyou and Modoc counties.
That's why my doors are closed. But I
Yeah,
have a ton of stuff for my nebulizer. So I'll bring it on. I got full inhalers. I'm ready.
it's
As
so
he
sick,
coughs.
but it's so true. Like, literally, oh god, but oh, I'm not okay. Oh, be nice. It's been a
It's
while. I'm not gonna be a shithole on your show.
no, it's okay. It's sad that that healthcare is socioeconomic is like socioeconomic status now. That's just sad.
It's not even that, but that they're lying and saying like, oh, the trees are dying for these reasons, but that's not literally the way the trees are dying. And they're just trying to be stupid, and you're like, oh, you can't cut these down, but literally, if you cut the sick and diseased trees down, they would not be fire hazards. And they're like, oh, it's too expensive to cut the trees down, but this tree is sick. It may or may not make it through another fire season.
But
What's
we
it
don't
gonna land
have
on? My tree or my car? Like, just I don't have the. I can't. But cut it down.
we
Cut that
got
tree down.
actually when I got in my car accident, I got sued by Cal State Edison because I hit a pole. They were
Oh
suing me for
God.
the value of a pole. Do you
Oh
know, like,
jeez.
I got a lawyer and my lawyer was like, um, you're gonna either need to be in a blockbuster movie because you're about to lose. And then no real story, like, and they were coming after me and my pops. And then the state of California sued Cal State Edison because their boxes were fire hazards and they dropped the case.
No, that's the thing. This
I got lucky because they were suing me, and I was
right.
gonna
I know, and
lose.
that's like the most ironic thing. Like it's that event was the least amount of the problems. This whole other bucket was gonna happen with or without this one incident because this whole box was shit.
What a place! You get in the crash and slam into a power box, and the power company sues you for millions. I remember my pops looked at me and he's like, your life insurance would have covered that.
Oh
Oh, yeah, they sued me for millions. Then they sued him, and he was like, "Why are you involved in me?" All the good stuff. That was good stuff. Yeah, I got sued by Cal State Edison, and I still have to pay him every month.
no! Right, because you still have to pay him for your utility. That's like the kick in the teeth. Like this whole thing was like stupid and your fault. And unfortunately,
I had to
instead
learn
of
how to walk
beholden to
again.
you.
I had to learn how to walk
Oh
again. Like, it was the worst, guys. The worst thing. Like, in a lot of ways, it changed my life. Like, the whole left side of my body isn't the same, and I got sued. Oh, they came after me. But one of the reasons they nothing happened because they dropped it once the state of California was like, we're suing you. So, in a lot of ways I got lucky. And at that
right,
point
good
I
timing.
literally
But
I would
think
have walked
about
in
all
the
the other.
courtroom with like, a stone and been like, if you can get money out of this, I'll give you your $20 million for your stupid poll. But I don't have it. So If you can get blood from a stone, go ahead. They want a lot of those poles are expensive.
But aren't they now taking fire hydrants? Like, what's this whole new thing? Like, or that bridge that they put over for that little tiny road of nowhere that was like, oh, we stripped the copper.
Okay, we're gonna find out how this bobbin winder works. I can't remember. I know I'm missing
Okay.
something.
Consult the manual, and I will stitch with the wrong needle.
Oh,
Elastic.
California. California sued California Edison because a lot of the wildfires were happening because we do not change our infrastructure. So they had old pack bell boxes that they were still responsible for. They had and anything that was ever like, all these companies are subsidiary that they're of General Electric. So basically they were suing all these companies because their infrastructure was so old, they didn't do anything about it, and it was starting fires. And their wires are running all through the hills, and they're the ones that are starting most of the fires here. As I'm literally sitting here, there's 2 fires by my house. Do you know, on my security camera, as the sun was going down, I could see the plume, and I was like, I need to move my security camera.
Seriously, because actually, I don't know about where you are, but it is at least 2 weeks. Oh, this is so sad to say. It's 2 weeks earlier than I'm used to seeing forest fire smoke or having to deal with the allergic reactions from the particulates in the air. Usually it's 4th of July and people being stupid and shooting shit off.
Same here. People get nutty
I
here.
love to shoot my shit off, but it makes fires here. Are you laughing at me or are you choking?
Oh no, I'm looking at the machine. I'm literally like, I'm stumped on how to thread this thing. Alibaba, I need your help. I'm putting the bat signal out.
Darth Manuel, I need you, Darth Manuel.
No, because there's always like when I look up tutorials, I'm like, I am such a cave person. Like, there's always that one thing I'm missing. This is a machine I do not necessarily know. I'm trying not to be lazy and get my other machine that I use for a bobbin winder. I want to get to use this machine. I want to get to know this machine. So I'll figure it out. Look at a state who is using so much electricity the substations are exploding and is passing laws to make everyone come home at 5 and plug in their cars. This will go well. I still think it's weird. All my neighbors, this side of the street is old school. No one has like electric cars, but across the street, every single person has an electric car.
No, are you fucking?
To be at least one wildfire here this week. We're gonna be under an excessive heat watch starting Monday, close to 100 degrees, if not more. That's crazy.
You stole my summer. Bring it back.
I don't know about the 400 series. I could grab. You know what? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna start futzing around with this thing. I'm gonna figure it out because it's not that difficult. I'm just sitting here having too much fun. Because I think if I just go through here and we're gonna find out together. Let's see what happens. This is the exciting stuff. When the light turned on, I always laugh. That is my first thing when I get a sewing machine. I'm like, oh, light works. And that has not changed over the years. Oh, that has to be it. It has to be it. So should I go inside the bobbin or outside the bobbin if we're threading it?
Show me a closer picture. Ian, I think we have an echo.
Is it me or is it you? We have a week of high 90s ahead, but Indiana has always had awful weather. Do you have an echo?
Not when you speak, just when I speak.
It's not bad.
Just be quiet.
No, it's not bad at all.
Change. Okay, I'll just be quiet. Maybe it's something on my end. Maybe I just need to go to bed. I don't know. Or I just need to sit quiet and stitch if I can find the eye of my needle.
Are you kidding me? I have a whole lined coat waiting to be sewn in my living room right now.
I got so much shit that needs to be stitched. I'm like, oh god, I'm a failure at stitching.
Okay, we're gonna find out. I don't know if I did that right.
Can I find the find my
Oh,
needle?
okay, that was my funny bone. I thought I
I
got
hate
shocked, but
when
that was
that's
my.
not funny. Oh, I hate when that's not funny happens.
Sometimes I'm like, did I get shocked or am I just old?
Yes, and
Old.
unfortunately, yes.
Oh, it's threading it. Oh, it's working kind of. Okay, it didn't work. I did it wrong.
Okay, we'll try it. Right, because sometimes you're when you wind your bobbin, it's like inside to outside, and sometimes it's like outside to inside, and
Whoops.
around like.
I
But
can
it's
literally pull
usually
that
like
out.
this way and that way. If that does this movement, I don't. This is so weird, but you hold it and put it through, and then your bobbin winds on the inside like this. If this is the end of my bobbin case, I.
I did. I got too excited and blew it prematurely.
Oh, the problems with bobbin winding.
I want that T-shirt that says "Not today, Bobbin." That is how you know. Like I see people wearing that. I'm like, oh yeah, that person really sews. That person
That
really.
would be true. I know my machine is like this, but then it gets like caught up at this end and like flubs up and then doesn't thread nicely, and then I can do it and then get too much and it is not nice in my bobbin case. Oh, the hand gestures of bobbin winding. I
sews.
just,
Thanks. See, only Baba and Greg understand.
I hope so, cause like all things circus, hula hooping, at some point or medicine, certain things you're gonna have to say things that are like, yeah, that kind of sounds like weird, uncomfortable things. I do not know how to make it nicer.
Usually, I'll watch like a tutorial of some nice person who made a video about it 12 years ago, and I
Yeah,
love
I'm not
all of
nice
you.
about it.
All those sewing people. Oh, hi, Joy. Yes, it is me as always. Seriously, I'm gonna have the serger stream where I get yelled at until I properly thread my sergers.
Well, let me know. I might just make it on a Friday or Saturday. No, not Friday. I listen to a DJ on Rumble and dance to old synthwave, and it's super awesome. I
I brood to synthwave when I'm sitting here brooding. Synthwave is
well,
my brood of choice. I
well,
love.
if you need something on Fridays, you should check out DJ Synth tracks on the Rumbles. It's synthwave and all the dark. It brings heart to my black soul, and it's funny because I can give a creepy like black heart on my machine tonight. Sorry for being the goth dark loser on the show
Do
tonight.
you like? Come on. You know I'm gothic. I wear black every day. The only reason I'm not wearing long sleeves is because it was 91 at 11 o'clock this morning.
It was only 60 here. I was cold. I need to wear my black long sleeves. How old are we calling synthwave? He plays stuff from the 70s on upwards. So it completely depends. Depending how you're feeling, I may or may not check into the chat, but the Friday night live streams of music plus the requests taken, I would do it. I would do it. He's the DJ of your kids' dreams. If you were like, I wish the radio DJ, if I called up, would play my song, that's this channel.
Yeah, you wear black every day, but you don't wear black lipstick. That's the difference.
Right.
You know what's really funny? I was watching the World's Goth Convention this year, and I'm like, I'm kind of gothic. I could show up with everything except for the fingernails and the lipstick. I have my hat. I got the clothes. I just don't wear lipstick or paint my fingernails. And no offense to anyone who told me make you big. No offense to anyone who does. I was about to go off about how I wear. I have sensitive skin. I'm not a makeup guy.
I
The way
am a
the
sensitive
Wave Core
artist.
labels are so weird to me. Do you know? I agree. Like I'm really into metal, and like when people get like I listen to a lot of Norwegian death metal. People really get into labels, but really like if it like I got into that particular music because I went to a bunch of shows, but like there's a ton of American music that sounds like it. I don't know. Labels are weird.
It is true, and I don't understand like core. Excuse my irritations. Versus wave versus like when did emo become a thing? Like there's certain things where like I literally came from when dinosaurs roamed the earth and just don't understand, and I
you,
can't help it.
you, I was riding the pterodactyl. I'm right there.
Right.
No, that's
That
my new excuse.
Stegosaurus was my V, and we rode hard.
Do you know indifference is my new excuse for not for being not involved in a lot of things? I'm just like,
I
hey,
literally
Native,
just don't care.
hey, how's it going, Native? Great to see you. Great to see you. Awesome, awesome. I'm just messing around with this Singer 404. We're just chopping it up, talking about life.
I'm sewing a pantsuit for my 100 follower special tomorrow on all the platforms. And I don't know, I haven't hyped up my friends in a while. Hit the likey, subscribey, do the like, smash the button things for this chat because last time I checked, we're closing in on 1,000 and I'm just hyping up 100 for myself. So like, smash the buttons and do my friend a solid, please.
Oh, thank you. And I agree with you, Greg. But you know what though? I think it's generational because my grandfather hated everything of my father's generation. My father hated everything of my generation, you know. I think that's kind of like how you graduate as an adult.
It is true, but I would prefer to be known by things I can actually do rather than like, I check these special box qualities. Please give me a job, Boeing. I'm
Oh,
doing
like
these things.
we can talk about something because I do I hire people. Um I don't know who needs to hear this. Does anyone remember if I went inside or outside? Crud, I don't remember. But
I forgot whether you were in or out.
don't I don't know who needs to hear this. Don't bring your parents to a job interview.
I'm like, dude,
I hire people.
wow.
I do not because just
Yeah,
I don't know if I can even legally talk about it. Do not bring your parents to a job interview.
just
You won't
know
get the
there's
job.
be a big kid. Just put your big kid panties, undergarments. Just, just don't do that.
You know, and it's one of those things. It's kind of like lately my son has been pointing out all the cyber trucks in my town, so I see them everywhere. Okay,
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those things. Like someone pointed it out to me, and then it happened, and I was like, "This can't be real," but it is. Don't bring your parents to a job interview. I like all music. I'm not mad about that, but they have completely changed the definition of shoegaze
Shugazi.
oh Shugazi. I was not informed or consulted. I feel like that every time. Like I'm a Star Trek stan. Every time they're like, "We're coming out with a new show," I'm like, "But you didn't check with me."
I did not consent to this update.
Okay, that did not work. Okay, that definitely did not work. We're gonna try something else. No, this is the beautiful thing about life: trial and error. Era.
Exactly. That's why I sewed some crazy shiz. And tonight, what? I, we're just.
Absolutely. You know what though? Like again, it's a generation. Oh, because there's a thread spool down here that I completely ignored because the good stuff was on sale at the dispensary.
Hold on, let me put myself on mute for a second.
Okay. Okay, let's try that again. I see a little silhouette of a man. Oh, it's worked! It works!
Just like a little man, I am not
Galamushka.
perfect.
Oh, it worked!
I did it! I did it! I did it again! The sewing machine.
Oh. I will conquer this machine. I am William the. I have Popeye the Sailor Man on my shirt. I am William the Inhaler Man.
That's good. That's
Mazzy was
funny.
sad girl music by indie girls. Like, okay, I loved Mazzy Star back in the day.
Yes.
Luscious Jackson. I loved all that. See, but Luscious Jackson could actually play instruments, though. They were actual musicians.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's all.
I personally blame
Okay.
Wow. Absolutely. Thank you, Alibaba. I feel like Frankenstein right now. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, beautiful. Or young Frankenstein. Because we were talking about putting on the Ritz earlier for full recall.
But the original is only 2 minutes, and actually I like it better. But the references are like, do we need an updated, a 2024 version of Putting on the Ritz with the vocals with the same soundtrack?
I've been in this
Never mind, the answer is yes.
I've been in this really weird 80s kick. I think it's because of all the TV shows I've been watching. So I've recently watched the taco video. Like recently, like within the past couple of days.
Oh, that's really funny. That's actually super funny.
I'm buying.
That's the first couple days. Somebody played it on Friday, and I'm like, oh, yes. And then I went back to the original, and I was like, I like this also. Do we need the same music with updated lyrics? And I think it's time to bring Funny back again, because
even today I was stuck in the RAV4, and the satellite is the same, but it's different because it's more modern. So when you hit on something, you're kind of stuck on it. And I was rocking out to the 80s station, and there was a lot I forgot about. There's a lot of good music I forgot about. Like even just like they played a ton of Fleetwood Mac, they played a ton of Stevie Nicks, they just played a ton of stuff, and I was like, I forgot about all of it. But then I'm gonna play it out like I did, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you know Fish was playing at the Dome in Las Vegas?
I probably didn't. Fish was not my jam band. Not never, but I'm not originally a jam band kid.
When I was 17,
kid.
My parents irresponsibly let me disappear, and a friend of mine went to the East Coast and followed Fish around. We still talk to each other every year. She's a good person.
I'm not doubting that. That was not my style. I was like the candy goth. No, the candy raver baby goth. I still am candy raver baby goth. Damn it, at the circus.
I've always been like weird. I like hippies because they're weirdly idealistic.
It's true. I don't just hate. I get along with them also, but that's not how I do not identify as a hippie.
Well, I thought I was a hippie until I went to Vancouver Island, and I was like, wow, these people are hippies.
I'm too dark for their ilk. My black heart does not.
Oh, and you like taking showers too. The dread crowd, they're a different brood.
Right. True.
The real
like fungal infections, skin infections, bugs in my hair.
I knew the hardcore Vancouver Island raver, like they live in the rainforest crowd.
I know, because there's a spot where they all are like, and we meet up here. And I can be like, I don't like it anymore.
I did it once.
Oh, that's the. Shh. Sorry, Greg, that's it. Fred Astaire's putting on the Ritz. That's amazing. That's the words I want to go back to. 2 minutes awesomeness. Homemade deodorant is a tragedy. I've got mixed feelings about that.
I did a lot of traveling, and I made my way up to the Pacific Northwest, all the way up to Vancouver. Well, I made all the way to Alaska, but like I went to Vancouver Island, and it was just, people living different than me.
Yep. Exactly. That's all it was.
To be polite, but they were extremely nice, and whatever they gave me had me partying for a while.
Right, if they're asking for Molly, that Molly is not usually your friend.
Perfect. All right, so I think this is threaded properly. I bought Night Court, and like every time I look at my big television, it transports me back. And Marky Post has a full mullet in the 80s. The 80s fashion is hilarious. I'm just saying it's getting a lot of yardage out of the word deodorant. Very true. Very, very true.
Armpit perfume, but Axe is not it.
I actually dated a girl named Molly. She was, I have to say, plum loco, probably the craziest person I've ever known in my entire life. And if you're hate watching, see, someone just clicked off. If that was her, if you're hate watching,
Oops, I did it again. I'm sorry, my friend.
oh, that's funny. Someone clicked
didn't
off.
mean
If
it.
you're hate watching from the past, hi. Oh, that's funny. So now I got to epoxy your glasses on, and you get to shut up about Night Court. I love Night Court. I think it's because the motor's not connected. I think it's because I remember watching it as a kid. I'm just now hitting the episodes that I used to watch when I was a little grommet. So the nostalgia is hitting me hard. And it's also making me feel old because some of these episodes are from like 1989. And I'm like, didn't feel like 1989.
Oh, shit.
But I remember watching because I'll look up the date and I'm like, oh no, I almost had a Fabric-a-Lanch.
Faberlanche? I hate when a Faberlanche happens. The biggest disaster of your fabric stash. Your pile just falls all to the floor.
Okay.
Or your threads, and we cry big giant tears of smashing buttons.
I did have cable as a child. I have an eidetic memory, and I weirdly live in the past. And I think it's because I'm weirdly nostalgic. A psychologist would have a field day with me. I had actually all the channels as a kid because my father was like really into technology, so we had a satellite dish. We were one of those families.
Nope.
So I grew up having all, and it's funny because my parents were like, "Don't watch Beavis and Butthead." Then they'd walk out of the room and not like check back in.
That's
So needless to say, I watched Beavis and Butthead.
yeah. Well, there was things were just a different time in a different place, in a different world.
Tom Baker, Doctor Who, Night Court, Your Habit, Scream, Farmer 5. I'm just stuck in a certain era. It's probably some tragedy my mind's repressed out, and I'm just
Right.
living it out in a repressed way. All right. So take number 45. We're gonna see if this thing works again. My camera has actually been holding up pretty good because it's been so hot in here lately. I've had to have my other I still have it as backup because it's been unreal hot here. And one of these cameras is a really good one, and the other one isn't, and I can't remember which is which.
Just look up the models.
Farmer 5 or ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and PBS. I had a television in my room that only had 13 channels when I was young.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I grew up
Okay,
on PBS though, but my parents were really like artsy. My dad worked for NASA. My mom was like really art. My parents they were plant people. They were like non-hippie hippies. It's hard to explain.
It's not, but I'm gonna say adieu, good night. Auf Wiedersehen, saying goodbye.
Everybody go subscribe to Phoenix. I will see you later. Have a great night. It's the reason I watched Doctor Who as a kid. Thank you. Same. Tom Baker. The only reason I even knew of him was because of PBS. All of those shows, though, like Mrs. Marple. I still watch Mrs. Marple. All of those shows. Yay! I could start my coat, but I'm not going to do a 5-hour stream today. And you know what the funny thing is that this machine is strangely powerful. This is quite a few layers. I'm excited. Yay! Took me 2 hours to get here. Awesome. You know what, though? I really should start lining the coat that I made. Let me go grab. I'm going to set my table up. I won't go all night. I'm not going to go full Elvis this evening, but I might go a little James Brown. Oh, Greg, you are welcome here. No, you are not distracting at all. I am easily distracted. My middle name is, hey, look, there's a squirrel. Oh. 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 I always say, this is what I would be doing on a Saturday night regardless. So in no way, shape, or form. And even when I click off of here, I'm going to finish making the coat. So let me go grab that coat real quick. I think I might go grab a mug too. Oh, all right. See if I can place this down. Oh, perfect. All right. So I decided to make a coat out of this. And the arms are not necessarily driving with the rest. But here in the House of Sewing, that is okay. They're supposed to go like this. It's palm trees. All right. Let me clean up a little bit. My desk is a mess. And the funny thing is like I always say, this is a 6 foot desk I'm on, and I just have ton of junk on here. The internet is my only form of human interaction. I try to have conversation to keep from getting too weird. um, in a weird way, I live around millions of people and I go out of my way to avoid them. But Los Angeles is one of those weird places where you turn a corner and you're like, it's not that you're never alone, it's just there's a lot of people here. So you're kind of never alone. No, I totally understand. I am you have nothing to worry about. I am naturally socially awkward. I walked in my kitchen right now. I opened my fridge to grab a soda and I was like, oh, I remembered I have leftover Chinese food. I was genuinely excited. I was like, yes. I was genuinely excited when I saw the Chinese food in there. So you are amongst friends. Well, I bet it used the most of the fabric in the lee space for the pattern. I would, everything's matching. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention on the arms. I don't know. I have no idea. Why is it so much better cold the next day? It's when everything coagulates. I have this weird theory about leftover food. My mom makes this weird chicken and rice dish that I absolutely love. It tastes better the next day. There's something about spending the night in the refrigerator that makes things taste better. Just rechecked. The singer I was given the model is 503J. Definitely gonna have to look that up. Oh man. Joy completely scored on sewing machines. If anyone is feeling froggy and they feel like, I'm willing to drive almost to Utah. It's only Chinese food and chicken for me, but the next day is better. It's this weird thing when it coagulates in the fridge. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I was going so today let's go back to what I was going to present earlier. A Rocketeer. Sorry, I loved that movie. I loved that movie. So earlier today, I went to Joann's. And I'm going to tell you, I do not understand Joann's. Joann's is going out of business. They have been for 5 years. At least the one by my house. And it's slowly becoming bare bones. You can tell. Like they're not refilling a lot of things. They're not sorry, my Twitter is insanely distracting. This is why you should always check first. But I was shocked at the prices that they had at Joann's. I was shocked because let me share this. They still want $50 for furry material. And the funny thing is they have all these crazy sales, but they didn't have a sale for the furry material. They're going out of business, but they still want $50.99 a yard. Do you know how expensive my coat would have been? That would have been almost a $300 coat just on materials alone. So I was perusing other aisles and I found that material. So I was actually really excited when I found this because it kind of it kind of goes with my theme. And I love the desert look. They'll never get rid of that. No, they won't. Why are they charging $50 for it? Even at stingy Hobby Lobby, they want $12 for that same material. We all agree the furries are to blame for this. Greg, I'm not kidding you. My son says that. Every time my son's like, "Do you need to hear the speech?" Oh, you killed me with that. You killed me with that. My son says it all the time. Oh, he's a good kid. He says it to me all the time. He's like, "You know who racks up the price?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. All right, let me move my beer stein, which has coffee in it. Ugh. Do you know what's funny? I recently watched a stream of somebody who was drinking on stream, and you literally see them go like this because they're drinking heavy amounts. I'm not talking about like having a shot or two, like they were drinking thick cups, and I'm like, I could not do that. I could not do that. Furries are the furries are the one thing I'll never understand. Here in the House of Soul, like I do not judge furries, for the record. They may have a giant eagle head right. I blame everything on furries, the Welsh and the French. You would get along with my neighbor. He's from Leeds. Oh, not the 404 doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna make this on the 404 and just see what happens. Why not? I'm sitting here. This machine is threaded, ready to go. Wrong camera. I watch Irish people do that online. Oh, you know what? Do you know to make a fur mask is amazing. The engineering behind it is amazing. So from the sewing standpoint, I'm pro furry. What people do, what grown adults do in their own time is none of my business. I scored today. I completely scored. This is a Singer 404. I'm in love. I am in love already. And that was just a one stitch. I'm glad Butterfly wasn't here to see me turn that corner. Oh, that's beautiful. All that engineering so you can fillet a random stranger. Hey, some people like to work really hard and complicate life. See, Ollie caught it. Ollie caught it. You caught my pirate sewing. You did. You did. You know, I would sew a lot on the 301A. So this reminds me of it. So I'm very comfortable sewing on this machine. These old school machines are what I've learned on, and so I'm extremely comfortable sewing on one of these. But yeah, I did do a California roll on that corner. I pumped the brakes and kept going. Sound like it's getting better as you use it. It does need oil. That's what I thought. And never. Nope. Oh, and never wash it. A little bit. Oh, no, yeah. That's my problem. I don't want to over oil it either. And never wash it. I am weird on hygiene, so that's the one piratey thing. Oh, this is like, I'm in love with this machine. But even more than the nostalgia, even more than like my pops had one of these and he would be sitting at it smoking, telling people he wouldn't help him even though he was going to anyways. This is a powerful machine. Oh, look at how perfect that is. Oh, oh, come on. It has that typical sound, absolutely. And I think that's part of the nostalgia too. All I need is Coke bottle thick glasses, pipe tobacco, and overalls. A lot of furry conventions have had to put out statements saying that if you don't take a shower before going, or if you show up with a stinky costume, they'll reserve the right to kick you out. I did not know. As you can tell, I've never been to a furry. I've been to a Star Trek convention and everybody smelled great. That room was reeking of Head and Shoulders and cologne. And people were in some costumes there too. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. And shout out to all the Las Vegas trekkers. Oh, that's funny. I couldn't imagine. I would be so embarrassed if I got kicked out of a like if I got kicked out of a con for being too ripe. Oh, that's hilarious. I've heard some bad stories. Stink so bad it made people's eyes spray sting water. Oh, that's funny. I've gone to festivals and people weren't even ripe after a couple of days. Oh, that's funny. Do you know what's really funny? Out of everything that happened today, it still hasn't hit me that this is a total and complete score. It's so weird that all these conventions are just normal now. I remember when it was just Star Trek conventions and they were like pariahs in society for real, though. I am a hardcore Trekkie. I have all the Columbia House videos. I was in the Star Trek fan club. I literally have all my Star Trek fan club stuff in my desk under right here. Let me tell you, those early days were rough. And I've heard some awful things from hotel maids during and after these conventions too. But human beings are weird that way, though. Human beings are weird that way. Hey, everyone! Palm pre hammer. No, I'm making a really long coat. I'm making an extremely long coat. But I fell in love with the palm print. How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. We're having a riveting conversation about conventions. Nerd culture being popular is so weird. I agree. No, I agree with that. But like, I also, okay, I'll tell you. And one way I invite it, when I was younger, my older brother took me to Comic-Con and nobody was there. Fast forward 15 years later, they have these huge, you have to like sign up for each panel, when back in the day, all the panels were free. Our superhero BS used to be they were sucky movies for nerds. Now they're sucky movies for everybody. Hey, how's it going? Hey, popping in to say hi, working on some editing and needed a break. Welcome, welcome, welcome. With a nice new machine. This 404 is amazing. Is amazing. I was a hardcore comic nerd. It was instant vagina dry back in the day. Do you know what's really funny? I have like in my middle bedroom, I have long box upon long box upon long box. And the only people who will really talk about comics with me nowadays are women. So times have changed. But again, it's people my age though, because like I'm into The Thing. I was really into Spawn. I was into certain comics when they like a lot of Variant when it came out. You'd be surprised who's into what, like Trek culture. Most people that I talk to, like on Twitter, I cannot say X unless I'm talking about Malcolm, but on Twitter, um, it's mainly women who I talk about Star Trek, and we geek out about Star Trek. I mean, like you would laugh at our conversations. We were literally like, "Oh yeah, in episode 15, blah 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 blah." Like it's a geeky conversation. Oh, I almost missed. Well, I kind of missed. I'll come back for that. It was just funny. It was so amazing at the time, but looking back, it was so. Oh, I agree. I agree. I have entire runs. I have long boxes. I made a lot of money off of selling comic books, and I kept all the nostalgic stuff. But it's funny to me. Oop, 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 oop. I'm gonna have to pull these. Beautiful. I think also though, I'm not saying like, oh, society has changed, but in a way we have though. Because we've made all of this mainstream and popular. I grew up a child of NASA. Like I love all this geeky stuff. Back in the day, like you would get clowned if you were into this stuff. And now most people are into Marvel. Most people are into that stuff. So I think it's definitely changed. And you know what? I welcome, like a lot of people are like, I don't want these people into what I'm into. I welcome people into it. I'm not trying to show how much of a hardcore geek I am, but I'm really into Stargate. And it makes me smile when somebody from a different generation gets into it because it brings it back to life, you know? So I kind of like it when the younger generation gets into it. Especially for me, like online when I'm in a bunch of forums and it's me and the same people for 15 years. I've been in this one Stargate group and the guy was like, this is our 15th anniversary. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been in this group for a long time. I love that people are into Invincible now because of the show. I can't wait to see how they react. Of how absurd it gets. I was like that with The Walking Dead because I read the entire run. Oh yeah, I don't gatekeep. That's lame. Yes, exactly. I want people to get into it. But even now with the new Doctor Who hate, I don't know. It's weird to me because I don't have a dog in the fight, so I'm extremely objective. But again, like if you don't like something, I'm not trying to be old school uncle. Just don't watch it. I do not understand the hate, but I'm not a hate filled person like that. So it's just weird to me. It's just, or like, I'm not kidding you. When I see people, and again, they're bread tubers, but these people get paid to like every episode. They're like, I hate this show. I hate this show. I'm old school. I'm like, why are you watching it then? And you know what's crazy? Because of all these people bad mouthing all these shows, I'm going to end up buying them. I guarantee you, I will probably end up buying them just to see what they're about. But I don't know. Has the internet ruined fandoms? Or am I being too over dramatic? Like, I'm really into Stargate. I'm really into Doctor Who. I am a Star Wars book nerd. Like, I've read all their books. They don't coincide with the movies. It's not a big deal to me. Is there a lot of gatekeeping in today's fandoms, or am I just like, the idea that Dune would be a major film with French Timmy starring in it would have been insane to me in the mid 90s. Do you know what's really funny? I kind of like the remakes. I was obsessed with the original Dune, but I really like the remakes. I really like the but I think I like the insane cinematography of it. Oh, this is just a quality sewing machine. And this can actually punch through. This is a lot stronger than the average machine. I could probably make a hat with this and it won't destroy a machine like hats do. Mm-mm. I love the new Dune movies. It's just weird that they're so popular. I agree. I'm like that when anything I was into. I have a ton of comics. Anytime they would come out with a comic of like a movie, and people are like, "Oh, I absolutely love this movie," I'm like, "Oh, my comics are about to go through the roof." Already getting pirate idea. I love this machine because it goes at 100 miles an hour, so you have to think fast with one of these machines. I'm in love. I am in love with this machine. If you're aware of the books, it's gonna be funny when they keep making them. I own over 200 Star Trek books. I was mad when I found out there was 300 because I thought I owned almost all of them. And I own probably like 75 to 80 Star Wars books, but it's more of like, I own a ton of Michael Stackpole books. I own a ton of certain runs because they were talking, in the geek world, they get real specific. So if it has anything to do with like an air wing or anything like that, I probably own the book. Oh, it stopped sewing. Did I run the bobbin? I did run the bobbin. That's crazy. It's because I didn't wind it 100%. But I actually know how to wind the bobbin now, so we're in business. I am a pirate. Oh, I meant the Dune books. Oh, yeah, I might get mad. It is going to be funny when they keep making them. Oh, I get that now. But how do you feel about, or everyone in the chat, how do you feel about the constant remakes? I'm 50-50. I've said this a million times. I'm obsessed with it's the late Well, the Battlestar Galactica remake. Like there are certain ones I fell in love with. Other ones, like there's some Stargate adaptations I didn't like, but I still purchased them. What do you think? As I'm muscling through this, I was lazy and I didn't cut through all this because I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, but I should have taken this out completely. Remakes are bullshit. Thank you, Gil. Thank you, number one. Thank you. Thank you. But do you think that's because we we were there for the originals, I understand my bias. Like I have bias towards certain things. Like when I saw the commercial for the new Beetlejuice, I was like, I'm gonna hate this. And then I heard the Deo, Deo, then I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna love this. So it's funny, And I told you, like and I think it's on Netflix, and they might have buried it, but they redid Beverly Hills Cop. When I saw Judd Nelson, I screamed. I legitimately was in this room, and I was like, because he's 10 years older than everybody. He's 10 years older than Eddie. I was shocked to see Judd Nelson. If it's done well, I'm for it. But that counts for everything. I agree. I like Gilroy's assessment. The problem is, and I said this in 2009, what we consider Hollywood has ran out of ideas. So what they're doing is they're going through every book, every obscure story that we could possibly think of, and they're remaking everything. Beautiful. Singer 404 for the win. When you see this in my Friday shows, act shocked. I saw the preview and it was too sad. It was too sad for me to watch. Are you talking about the Beverly Hills? Are you talking about Beverly Hills Cop? I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I bought Alf. I literally purchased Alf. I own the entire series of Alf. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So, I'm a biased party when it comes to that because I love that whole era. I don't know, when I saw they had everybody, Judd Nelson. I keep on saying Judd Nelson. Everybody. They brought back Bravin Pinchot. Balky. They brought back Balky. But again, you could get me with nostalgia real quick. If you brought back the 94 Bulls, I would cry. If they were all in the same room at the same time. Or like the 93 Bulls. I prefer that team. So you didn't like the Beverly Hills remake, huh? I don't know. I again, it's a bias. And the funny thing is, if it was anything else, I would be like, oh, this is terrible. But because it was something I absolutely loved, I was like, oh, I got it. I have to see this. And like people in LA are really terrible at keeping secrets because there were pictures of Eddie Murphy walking around LA wearing the Detroit Lions jacket. People knew. Once they saw Eddie Murphy wearing that jacket, they're like, oh, they're redoing Beverly Hills Cop. All right. Speaking of redo, let's try that again. Do you know what's funny? I didn't watch it. I'll have to. I bet, you know what? Tonight, if it's on, I'll watch it tonight. If it's on while I'm eating my Chinese food. But like watching, there were certain remakes like Picard, certain ones that like I regretted watching them, and I am a Star Trek stan. For anyone concerned about me cutting corners, the final project will look amazing. Do you know what's really funny? This 404 really is speeding up the process. I forgot what it was to have a solid, dependable sewing machine. I got too caught up in the fancy whiz bang of all the all the new age computerized sewing machines. I'm still gonna fix my Viking though. That was my flagship machine. Okay, I never watched Picard. Was the whole show just him and Q sharing feelings? No, that season was amazing. I don't want to give it away, but like the first, not one of the seasons went together. Season one kind of went into season two, but none of them, like season 1, 2, and 3, were all different shows. Every single one. I'm biased because you could put anything on Star Trek and I'll watch it. Season 3 hurt my feelings. But again, times change. You know what it is also? In the William Shatner version of Star Trek, when they started making the movies, he was my age now. They were in their 40s and 50s. You know, when they started making Picard, Alexa, how old is Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart is 83 years old.
83 years old. And I'm not saying that's a difference. It's just there was a difference, you know. So I liked the first 2 seasons. Season 3 hurt my feelings. But again, like I'm a uniform wearing geek who goes to conventions. I'm of course I'm gonna have an opinion on Picard, you know. If I ever met the producers or anything, I would be like, you know, Gold Star, you tried. Times change, but good stories don't. Sons of Anarchy is just a new version of Hamlet. And I'm going to say this with love and respect. It's also cosplay. Stuff that goes on in that show would never happen in the biker world. Ever. Even certain associations would never happen in real life. Ever. But I said it a million times. They filmed that show, some of that show at my job. It's sorry, I just heard a loud explosion. It's probably a trucker blowing a tire. Oh, that was funny. That shut me up. That shut me up real quick. Oh, that's funny. I haven't heard a blown tire like that in a long time. People in the ring are going to be freaking out. What was that loud noise? What was that loud noise? Oh, yeah, it's not realistic at all because they were doing Hamlet. You know, and I know they're trying to make it spicy, but like it is not like that at all. But I know they gotta sell a TV show, you know. Beautiful. But again, like for as much as I'm sitting here and trashing the show, I watched it. Well, mainly because there was a guy from a band called No Effect. He was in it. Like there's a lot of weird cameos too in that show. Oh, beautiful. Do you know what's so funny? This thing, it's just a difference of having a quality machine. Beautiful. I missed. Oh, wow. Perfect. It's funny that biker gangs have somehow convinced the normal world that they're not just as bad as every other gang, for real though. And see, that's part of the problem too. It's mainline and mainstreaming these things. There's a difference. Don't even get me started. I can have a 5-hour conversation on that. I watched it up until the Henry Rollins. You know what? On a 0 to Kravitz scale, Henry Rollins is a 1 or a 2. He's a real guy. He's at least he's not a Lenny Kravitz. Henry Rollins will hang out with you. He's not like in real life, he's not a pretentious person. I love that song Liar too. It's in my playlist by the Rollins band. I still listen to Liar. That song makes me I play that in my car. Oh, such a good song. Such a good song. If you see someone with an Outlaws or Hell's Angels or Banditos patch, you just walk the other way. Yeah. If you knew what they did to get that badge, you would walk the other way. neck, neck, back, and shoulders are killing me. Got to get in a hot bath and try to get the pain to go down. See you on Monday, Kilroy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am going to end this pretty soon because I've been going for a while. I was just testing this machine out and I am shocked. I am shocked at how this is going. But I'll chill for a little bit before I take off. Thank you so much, Gilroy. I will see you on Monday, number 1. I'm actually surprised that my camera held up this long. Last week, it got so bad that I had to keep my other one going the entire time. Liar was weird, but it was a bop. I love that song. It's in my head right now. There's a comment on the video on YouTube. It makes me laugh every time I see it. On the video, it says depression was so much cooler in the 90s. It makes me laugh so hard every time I see that on the Liar video. Oh man. My Singer 404 was a complete score. I don't even think I realized how much of an everyday sewing machine I have. I'm going to keep this on my desk. I'm excited. I am excited. You know what? I'm gonna go enjoy my Chinese food. I've been going for 2.5 hours. I'll be back at it on Monday. I'm gonna hop in Phoenix's channel tomorrow because it's her 100 subscriber hubba or whatever. There's a lot of stuff you can get. Oh, you can get for the 404 too. I'm excited. I am excited. Greg, thank you so much for stopping by, bro. You are always welcome here, Greg. As always, had a good time, man. You're a good guy. Dude. You can come hang out anytime here in the House of Sewing. We just hang out and talk about life, Nothing too crazy. Just having a good time. Ollie, I'm gonna be up all night looking up attachments now. That's one thing Amazon is nuts for, is attachments. Well, like I said, I'll be back at it on Monday. Go subscribe to Phoenix. You know what? Go subscribe to Critically Drinking. Go subscribe to everybody. I'll be back at it on Monday. I hope everybody has a great evening. Happy Father's Day to everybody who celebrates it. I'm going to be going crazy tomorrow, eating a ton of Mexican food. I am excited. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. The people are going off on the ring. They're like, what was that noise? What was that noise? Good times. I want to thank everybody who is watching this stream right now. Anyone who is watching this in the future, I absolutely appreciate you. I'll be back on Monday. Like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely